Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you with some very interesting news. In the deserts of Pokhran, just about a few days ago, Indian Army basically carried out a drill. Now, this military drill was extremely unique. The reason why I use the word unique is because it uses India's indigenously built Pinaka missile. It's a multi-barrel rocket launcher that has been used by the military. Interestingly, I'm given to understand that this same military drill will be exercised once again in the days to come. And this perhaps sends across a very strong message to those who have been saying that why are we really silent? Because this is a strategic silence as we understand. Now, the usage of a Pinaka, which is a multi-barrel rocket launcher, it's indigenously built, and the very fact that it's, as the word suggests, it is a convergence of our cultural heritage as well as our defense capabilities. And the fact that this entire multi-rocket launcher has unmatched firepower. What I'm going to essentially help you understand is the significance of the military drill itself and the usage of this multi-barrel rocket launcher. Let's begin by understanding what exactly is this missile about and why is it that the Indian Army is so very proud about. The reason number one, it's devastating capabilities, which is basically underscored by its ability to launch a salvo of about 72 rockets. And think about it, in just 44 seconds, 72 rockets that can be launched. And let's talk about the strategic depth. How far can it actually reach? And that, ladies and gentlemen, it's actually going to shock you because it can deliver up to 7 tons of explosive across enemy targets, and that to about 60 kilometers away. Now, there are other variants of it, and if you take a look about the new variants that are essentially coming up, the distance can actually go up to 200 kilometers. Now, what does it mean? You are in a striking distance of some of Pakistan's big cities, and it is well within the range of the Indian Army. Now, as far as its deployment is concerned and how it has been used by the Indian Army, we are given to understand that there are multiple efforts that are essentially being used or being done to deploy it in forward areas. And it would be essentially done to ensure that it sends across the message that this is, after all, India's indigenous rocket artillery powerhouse. And the Pinaka, which has been designed in India and developed by the DRDO along with a handful of other Indian companies, it sends across the right message to our enemies, that striking distance, they are within a striking distance. Now, as far as how it is integrated, importantly, this is a missile which is well integrated with drones, and it has got the state-of-the-art technology. It not only has been extremely popular in India, but the fact that you have countries like Armenia, which has taken interest to it. I'm given to understand that France too has basically shown an interest in the Pinaka missiles. That in itself gives you a sense of where India is exactly positioned when it comes to this very rocket launcher. And it has been extremely successful as far as this drill is concerned. This drill was carried out just about a few days ago. And once it is carried out once again, it perhaps would send across another strong message to the Pakistani army, which has been closely following every development that's taking place here. There are two contrasting images. Just about a few days ago, when Pakistan's core commanders actually met, they essentially discussed about how long can they really last if they enter into the battlefield. We are given to understand they spoke about their ammunition not lasting more than 4 days. Now, that's the understanding that many military experts essentially have. Now, contrast that with India. Just take an example of the Pinaka itself. It's undoubtedly a strategic asset that we are basically using. It's also a statement of India's Atmanirbharta, and the very fact that it also acts as a psychological deterrent. The very fact that you have been able to use this very close to the border, the very fact that you can actually use it close to the forward areas, and the way it can maneuver. Remember, one of the greatest advantage that this rocket launcher has is its ability to move around across various terrains, and that gives it a bigger edge than various other launchers. And the fact that Pakistan, if you see the way it has essentially responded right from the time the Pahalgam attack has taken place and the multiple exercises that have been carried out here in India, the Indian Navy is carrying out a drill which is not very far away from Karachi. You've had the Air Force carrying out its own drills. In fact, they have seen ghosts of Rafale have been largely been seen by the Pakistanis. And now, if you have the Indian Army, and with the visuals that we are just essentially putting out right now of that of Pinaka, they would be extremely worried, because your cities today become extremely vulnerable with these very missiles that are essentially being used. And that is the reason why we call the Pinaka as a complete strategic asset, and the message that it sends across to the Pakistanis.